why hasn't the war in Gaza, the war in Lebanon, the war between Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah, why hasn't that blown up, derailed, destroyed the Abraham Accords? Hi, this is Joel Rosenberg, founder and editor-in-chief of All Israel News and All Arab News. I'm in Dubai, which is the capital, the financial and business capital of the United Arab Emirates. Dubai isn't the actual political capital of the UAE. That would be Abu Dhabi. But Dubai is the financial capital. I'm here in the airport. Actually, I'm just transiting to another Arab country right now, where I'll report from soon. But as I've been traveling here, a couple of interesting things are going on. First of all, there's this interesting question of why is the Emirates airline company and its sister company called Fly Dubai, why are they still flying to Israel? Why are they bringing Israeli passengers in and out? Why are they bringing Emirati passengers and other passengers from all over the world? Why are they flying to Israel? They're one of the only airlines. Now, the good news is that more airlines are beginning to signal that they will start flying into Israel as well. Delta is going to start soon. Lufthansa just started. Others are actively considering. Now that things are getting quiet, hostages are being released, and we do have ceasefires. We don't have final deals. We're not sure exactly what the future is. Everything could blow up once again. But the general sense is things are getting better. So the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, has been such an interesting peace partner, and I want to talk about that for a few minutes. As I was flying in here to the airport here in Dubai, this is the question that people are asking me, and the question that I want to answer, or try to anyway. So let me take a few moments to do that. The United Arab Emirates made a strategic decision that this was several years ago. This was really in 2019, early 2020, that Israel was not the enemy of the Arab people, was not the enemy of the Gulf states, of the Arabs, of the Muslims. In fact, Israel, as a high-tech power, as a military power, as a financial power, superpower in the region, was a country that the UAE leadership felt, you know what, maybe we should actually start working with them. The main threat here in this region is radical Islamism. It's Hamas, it's Hezbollah, it's the Houthis. And all of that is funded by and encouraged by, armed by the Iranian regime, right? And the Iranian regime has made many threats against the UAE, among other Arab countries. And so the UAE came to the conclusion, especially as Iran moves steadily towards nuclear weapons, that the UAE leadership had to make a choice. Is Iran their partner, or is Israel? And at the center of that conversation was really, doesn't the UAE want a solid and healthy strategic alliance and relationship partnership with the United States? And the United States, of course, being not only the world's only superpower and the main financial engine of the world, but also the United States is the main ally of Israel. So I had the opportunity, as I brought an evangelical delegation to the UAE in the year 2018. It was the first evangelical delegation ever to be invited by then Crown Prince of the UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed, since he's been elevated to president of the country. And MBZ, as he's affectionately known by many, Mohammed bin Zayed, he told me personally that he was the next Arab leader that was going to make peace with Israel. Now, this was 2 full years almost before he brokered a deal with President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu to be the first country in what became known as the Abraham Accords. But he told me and my fellow evangelical leaders, this is a big deal to him, that it's time. Yes, he has disagreements. He has disagreements with Israel on various political issues, including when and how a Palestinian state should be structured and so forth, and other issues. But he said, but I believe that Israel's part of this region, should be part of this region, and I want to be their ally, and I want to be America's ally, and it's time. We don't have to agree on every single thing, but we're not going to let the Palestinian leadership have a veto on whether the United Arab Emirates finds it in our strategic, national, financial, military, political, geopolitical interest to have an alliance, or at least a relationship with it, and peace and normalization, normal ties with Israel. So that's what they did. They were looking for the right moment. It came during the first Trump administration, and MBZ went for it, and the deal was successful and it's historic. Why is it held, though? And the reason that it's held through this terrible, bitter war, the Hamas invasion of October 7th, and all that's happened over the last 15 months or so, the Abraham Accords have not been derailed, and they haven't blown up because the UAE had made a strategic decision based on its national interest. They weren't being cajoled into a deal with Israel by the Trump team. They weren't being lulled. They weren't being bribed. They weren't being sort of coerced into something. They really believed this was the right thing to do. They knew that more challenges would come, and they'd have to ride out hard times, and they've done that. This is really encouraging because the relationship between Israel and Bahrain, which was the second country to join the Abraham Accords, it is also held. And I've talked to I have a number of contacts and relationships and sources within the UAE and within Bahrain, Morocco as well. All of them have been very troubled by this war, very pained by how many Palestinians are suffering and dying in Gaza. They've been troubled and critical of some of Israel's conduct in this war. But they have maintained, to me personally, and we see it certainly in direct flights continuing between the UAE and Israel, through most of this war, except for the worst of the moments where almost every airline would shut down and not coming. But what we've seen in practical ways and in geopolitical ways that the UAE leadership and Bahrain has decided to stick, and Morocco too. They haven't pulled their ambassadors out. They haven't said the Abraham Accords isn't going to happen anymore. They really have stuck with it. And they are hopeful that we're going to get through the worst of it, and that 2025 might be an opportunity to re-engage in a much bigger way. And I'm encouraged by this, and I think you should be encouraged by this. Now, where does this go from here? And if, in fact, could the Abraham Accords be expanded in 2025? President Trump wants to expand this relationship into Saudi Arabia as well. And the first call to a foreign leader that President Trump made just last Thursday was to the Saudi Crown Prince, the de facto leader of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. This is one more indicator. And by the way, MBS and the Saudis announced that they're going to invest at least $600 billion in the United States over the next 4 years. Why? Because they believe that the Saudi-American alliance and relationship and financial and trade deals are so important. And the Saudis now want a defense agreement with Israel, with the United States, and they want that to be part of the normalization deal. The Saudis don't want to be alone in a region where Iran is so dangerous. They want an alliance with the United States, and they want peace and normal ties with Israel. And that's what seems to be coming. Now, could 25 be the year? Could President Trump do what President Biden tried to do over the last 4 years but couldn't get done? And that is make a peace and normalization deal between Israel and the Saudis, and a defense treaty and agreement between the Saudis and the United States. That's what we're looking for. And the UAE and the Bahrainis and the Moroccans have sort of paved the way. And the fact that this relationship, the Abraham Accords, have held, they've been strained, but they've held over the last 4 years, is a very encouraging development. And it's something we're going to watch for much more closely in the days and weeks and months ahead on All Israel News and All Arab News. From the Dubai International Airport, en route to another Arab capital where I'll be reporting from soon, this is Joel Rosenberg for All Arab News and All Israel News. God bless.